Now, remember, for the box and whiskers. All right. The first thing we have to do is I want everybody to look at the data, and then I want you to tell me the minimum. What's the minimum? Which is what?
8.
I think it's 8. Does everybody agree with that? Yeah. All right. So everybody, that's the first answer, 8. All right. Then we can find the maximum. What's the maximum? Go ahead, Jack.
32.
32. Is everybody?
39.
39. Thank you so much. Don't worry. 39. It's no big deal. All right. Now, again, when we talk about doing the median, we talked about putting the numbers in order. So I need everybody to put the numbers in order from small to large. Go ahead, put the numbers in order from small to large. You got it? Go.
8, 9, 11, 14, 17, 23, 29, 30, 32.
Hold on a second. Go back to 23. You went too fast. After 23.
23, 29.
And then
30, 32. 32. And then 39.
Is there 2 32s? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, there's 2.
All right. So there's the data. All right, there's the data. All right. So you write the data from small to large. Now, how many data points are there? How many numbers? How many? 11, right? So I like to know that. So let's put 11. There's 11 total. So if there are 11 total, is there a number exactly in the middle?
Yes.
Yes. And what number is the median then? What number is it? I think it's 23. Does everybody agree with that? Right, now remember, if there's 11, that means 5 and 5. So the 6th number is the number in the middle. That's how I like to do it. I don't like to count front and back, cross out. We're not doing that anymore. If there's 11 numbers, there's 5 and 5. The 6th number is the one in the middle. All right, and the 6th number is what? The 6th number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is 23. So that is the median, which is written for quartile number 2. But when I was learning this, quartile 2, I didn't name it quartile 2. We just named it what? And I want you to write that down. We just called it the what?
Median.
The median. All right. Quartile 1, I want you under quartile 1 to put, this is also referred to as the lower quartile.
And then Q3 would be higher.
Yeah, or lower and upper is what we used to call it. Higher is, I don't care. All right. Some books call it some things, just like Q1, Q2, Q3. I call it lower, and this is sometimes referred to, I learned it as the upper. Upper quartile, lower quartile. The one in the middle is the median. All right. That's very, very simple. All right. Very simple. All right. So now, the data points now are divided. Does everybody agree with me? All right. This represents right now 50% of the data, and this represents what? 50%. Right? So now what I have to do is I have to take this or these numbers here, and I want to find the median of just those numbers. And you could probably just look at that and tell me the median is what? 11. That's quartile 1, or that's the lower quartile. So under Q1, we're going to go ahead and write what? 11. All right. Now it's the time to speak up if I'm going too fast, if you're not sure. Yes, what? Now, the upper quartile, or quartile number 3 now, is we're just looking at these guys right here, right? You're looking at those guys and tell me what's the 32. Does everybody agree with that? The upper quartile, quartile 3, is 32. Now again, I personally just think that's super simple. All right, you're finding the median 3 times. All right, but it's not something you can get on a test and know if you're not paying attention. No one would know what Q1, Q2, or Q3 means, or upper or lower. All right, so you've got to be paying attention. All right. Now, the next thing that I would want you to know, because this is what I was taught also, was there's a thing called the interquartile range. The interquartile range, which I think is important. And we abbreviate that, obviously, IQR. The interquartile range. The interquartile range is simply defined as Q3 minus Q1. All right? And that just represents what? 50% of the data. That's what they're telling me. All right, remember the quartiles divide the data into quarters. All right? Get rid of that. It's a distraction. Throw it in the garbage right now. I don't want you distracted. Yes, you are. Stop telling me anything. Go.
Why is there a line chart?
Because I'm showing you how to make a box and whisker graph. All right? That's what we're doing. I'm getting there. All right? We're going right down the page. All right? Now, what is the interquartile range then? It is simply what? What's quartile 3? 32 minus,
11.
yes, 32 minus 11. So the interquartile range is just what? 21. All right? 21. That's it. Yes, ma'am.
Why do you think quartile is like lower?
It's never low. No, because you put the numbers in order.
Ah,
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest mistake kids make, is they don't put the numbers in order, and then this doesn't make any sense. Or it never works out if you don't put the numbers in order. All right, that's why it's important to do that. All right, now please pay attention, because now I'm going to show you how simple the box and whisker is. And I understand the box, I just don't understand why they call it whiskers. All right, so let's look and let me show you. All right, so the median is what? The median is 23. All right, so what I want to do is we're going to make a line at 23. So you're going to make a line at 23. All right, and if you want, you can put median there, but it's not necessary. All right, because you're going to practice enough, you'll understand. What's the lower quartile or quartile 1? So now you put the same, try to draw the same line on 11. And then quartile 3 is what?
32.
So you draw the same line at 32. Everybody see that? Now all you're doing is you're making a box. So you just draw the line straight across, connecting Q3 and Q1, Q2, just like that.
that's all.
And that's the box. All right, that's the box. So what I'm trying to tell you is 25% of the data points are between there. 25% of the data points are between those two. All right. Now, for whatever reason now, you got to put the high. All right. So what I want you to do now is you put the high and the low. So the lowest number is what? The lowest number is 8. So you're supposed to put a dot at 8. All right. The lowest number is 8. What's the highest number?
39.
So you put a dot at 39. Now, like I said, trust me, guys, I have no idea. All right, why they call these whiskers. All right, so, then you just draw a line from here, and you draw a line from here to here. All right? And again, what percent of the data are in those places? Yes. So there would be another 25% here. That's why they call them quartiles. And 25% there. So hopefully now you understand what a quartile means. Hopefully you understand what median is. All right, then there's a lower quartile and upper quartile, which sometimes is referred to as Q1, Q2, and Q3. Does everybody see that? All right, now again, I just think that's easy. All right, but you have to remember, it has everything to do with just taking the medians. All right, is everybody good with that? All right, now I'm going to show you one little thing that I want to represent here. I'm going to show you what their answer is, and I like my way better. All right, I want to show you what their answer was when they did this. Look how they do it. They draw it above the number line, which doesn't make any sense to me.
That's
Just
what
makes
makes
it
it
hard.
Right. Again, part of the reason is because I can't look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't eyeball that very well. Plus, it's easier for me to draw a straight line when I'm on the number line. All right? So if you prefer to draw something like that, am I okay with that?
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with that. I just don't like that method. All right? I like to draw it right on the number line. All right? Anybody have any questions with that? All right? So now what I want to do now is we're going to go now. Number 2 is the same exact as number 1, so I'm not going to make you do that one right now. All right, I'm going to skip to number 3. Now, why is number 3 a little bit different?
Because it goes up to.
Nope. Why is it different? Tell us. There's an even number of data points. And because there's an even number of data points, is there really a middle? No, there really is no middle. All right? So let's do just like we did on number 1. What's the lowest number in the data set? Somebody?
62.
62?
Mhm.
And what's the largest?
100.
Does everybody agree with 100? All right. Now what I want to do is I need you, most important, again, to write them from small to large. So write them from small to large, please. Write from small to large. Write them down yourself. Tell me if you got them.
62, 67, 68, 70, 77, 79, 80, 84, 86, 94, 95, 100.
Thank you. Everybody okay with that? All right. Now, once again, there's 12, correct? So that means,
6.
yeah, we have to go 6 and 6. So we're looking for the 6th and the what? 7.
7.
We're looking for the 6 and 7. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 79 and 80. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
So what's the middle of 79 and 80? 79.5. Everybody should be able to tell me that this is just 79.5. And that I want to put underneath, just so I remind myself, is the median. All right, that's the median. Quartile 2 is called the median. Underneath Q1, I just want to remind you that's called also what? Lower, and Q3 is the what? Upper. Again, I'm just showing you that because sometimes when you take a test, they might say lower quartile or upper quartile. All right? Yes.
I thought you said when it's even.
Listen to me. It doesn't matter what you think. All right? Tell me the question.
When it's even, I thought.
No, that's wrong. This is the correct answer. If you're doing it different, then you are what?
Wrong.
And I am always, thank you, just like it says there on the board. All right? Always right. All right? So again, if you misunderstood me, you now learn something. If there's an even number of data points, you have to average the 2 in the middle. That's what you're doing. Just like over here now, I want to show you something.
Oh.
The number in the middle, I want to show you something. I split the data points directly in half. Now the problem is, how many numbers are on the left? 6, right? How many numbers are on the right? 6. So I need to find the middle for those 6. So I need to now highlight what 2 numbers?
So,
86 and 94. Or 94.
I'm doing the lower one. Lower one. 68 and,
And 90.
whoa, 68. Yeah, I'm looking at 68 and 73. Those are the numbers in the middle. All right?
Wait, it's just 60. Yeah, it's just 68. Because that's the middle. No.
You don't try to correct me. Don't try to correct me. Listen, sit in your chair. Right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I promise you I'm always right. 99.9% of the time. You can take that to the bank. 78 or 68 is not the middle number. It's not. Learn how to find the middle number. There are an even number of points. Do you understand that? So there isn't a middle number. Do you agree with that or not? You're allowed to disagree with that, but don't correct me. So how many numbers do you see? These are the numbers from here to here. How many numbers are there?
Oh, never mind.
Yes, I know. There is no number in the middle. That's why I highlighted 68 and 73. What do I have to do with 68 and 73? Add them and add and divide by 2. Which is, I'm listening. Thank you. Someone who's doing the math. Add them up. Divide by 2. Thank you. 70.5. Thank you very much. So quartile 1 is 70.5. Come on, come on. Listen, some of you stop writing the numbers down. Do the math. Now I'm trying to find quartile 3, the upper quartile. So what two numbers am I going to look at for this one? 86 and
94.
that is correct. And what is that average?
90.
90. Thank you very much. That average is 90. No, I don't think that was that hard. All right, now before we go on to the box and whiskers, I want everybody to write IQR, the interquartile range. Interquartile range. Interquartile range. So that is simply Q3 minus Q1. All right? Or it's the upper minus the lower. All right? So 90 minus 70.5 is equal to 19.5, right? 19.5. Is everybody happy with that? All right. So again, basically that just means that 50% of the data are within 19.5 points of each other. All right. That's all that means. Sometimes it's important. Most of the time it's not. All right. What? All right. Now we're going to try to draw the box and whisker. So here we go. So again, I need to do, the median was 79.5. So I know it's kind of hard to find 79.5. It's halfway between 79 and 80. So I'm going to make a mark right here. I'm going to change the color though. 79.5 goes right here. All right. Quartile 1 is what? 70.5. Max, you still with me? I'm drawing a great graph up here, man. Great one. 70.5 right here. And now the other one is at what? 90. So here we go. All right. Now you're just drawing the box. All right, now the last thing we have to do is we have to put 2 dots at the maximum and the minimum. All right, that's right. We're going to put a dot at 100 and a dot at 62. And then we draw the whisker, I guess. There you have it. Again, I just think that's super easy. All right, super easy. But again, I would not expect you to be able to figure that out. All right, somebody has to show you. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try to answer a few questions. I think these are kind of easy. If you paid attention, these are really simple. All right, really, really simple. So let's go through these now. All right, it says the incubation time. Now what's important here is the answer is in what? Days. All right? We're talking about days. All right? So the first quartile. All right, that's why I don't like the way it is, because I have to kind of estimate. Right? What are you thinking? 15.5. I'm not sure, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to draw it straight down, even though it's a little bit too thick. I'm agreeing with you. I think 15.5. All right, so let's do that. 15.5, and don't just write 15.5. Put 15.5 what? Days. All right. What? What's the matter? I showed you exactly how to do it, right there on the board. All right. Now, maximum. Bless you. The maximum incubation time.
35 days.
Let's draw it out and see what you got. To me, it looks pretty good, like 35. Would I care if you put 35.5? No, because it's hard to see. I don't care. All right? So I think it's 35. If you put 35.5, I'm okay with that. 35 days. All right, now the median. Here's my median. If I draw that down, that looks like what? 20.5 days. Beautiful. 20.5 days. Totally happy with that. All right. Anybody have any questions? I told you, it's very simple. Very, very simple. All right. Now what I want to do is, it says an electronic gadget distributor distributes various brands of mobiles to retailers. All right. The data for the number of smartphones distributed. All right. So what are they distributing? Smartphones. Does everybody agree with that? All right. So what's the median? Tell me, Gray. 40. I'm agreeing with you. 40. Now again, I don't just want 40. I want 40 what? Smartphones. All right. What is the least number of smartphones distributed? What does that look like?
32.
All right. So again, I don't know. I'm going to draw this down. Pull it straight down.
34.
Yes, 34.
Sorry.
Thank you. Don't be sorry. So that would be 34 smartphones. All right. And the third quartile. What we got for the third quartile? Tell me.
58.5.
How much?
58.5.
I don't think so. I'm going straight down here. I know what you meant. You said 58 instead of what?
57.
No.
Oh, 48.
Yes, 48.5. All right, I'm okay with 48.5 smartphones.
I was looking at the 50.
Okay, is everybody okay with that so far? What?
Why would it be 0.5? If you just put 48.
I don't, like I said, I don't
Okay.
care. All right, I don't care if you put 48 or 49. I really wouldn't care. All right, that's why I don't like it way up high. All right, I like it on the actual number line so you can actually see the point. All right, is everybody okay with that? All right, now what I want to do now is I want you to flip the page. All right, your job right now is to answer questions 1 and 2. Now listen, I don't care. Listen to me. Look up. Look up. I don't care about going back and doing number 2. All right, so you don't have to do that for me. All right, if you did it already, that's perfectly good. I don't mind. All right, but the only thing I really want you to concentrate on now is I want you to concentrate on answering those questions properly, and then you have to go make your own box and whiskers and answer those questions. Everybody with me? So the last 2 pages is what you're working on in class. How much time do we have, guys? What time do we have?
9 minutes.
9 minutes. All right. You might have enough time to get all that taken care of. All right. When I call your name, come get your homework from last night. I'm going to get that in the grade book. All right.
How do you do range again? I just don't have my notes.
Difference between the high and the low. Get to work. Get to work. You trying to kill me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Goodness.